teaching career line, no? So we have provisions for that because what actually happens is that some of our requirements were just the OPCR, no? But after consultation with the legal office, courtesy of Attorney Fuentes, we're able to clarify things. And that is what I will first cover. And next would be the clarification for the master teacher 2 position as well as master teacher 3, right? Because actually what happened is that because things were still gray around Saturday, there were a lot of queries wherein asking if we should tag the applicants from HT, no, SICTIC to teaching classroom or classroom teaching career line. And then empty questions. So considering that there are provisions that were gray, we actually decided to just tell the administrative officer two of the district and the schools to tag them as qualified, and the it will just be decided during the comparative assessment. So we already have here answers to those items that are part. So let me start with the first one. That is for the SICTICHT applying for higher teaching positions. So of course we have two variants here, no? Na SIC nga IPCR ang yang submit kasi na siya. So what ay problema na nila because they actually kind of follow the regular flow, no, for the screening or initial evaluation process. But for the other variant, no, katong SICTIC and HT, who are actually using OPCR as a comparable performance requirements, um, the previous suggestion was just the OPCR, now for them to be able to submit the OPCR, but we're able to clarify that there are different needs, no, for each of the position. So say for example, um, currently teacher 1 CSIC or TIC and is aiming to apply for teacher 2. So what's going to happen is that the applicant must, of course, submit, no, the recent OPCR 2024-25. The thing with them, kining masud ani nga category is they are kind of exempted from the COI and the NCOI requirements. If you could recall, there are specific requirements per level, no, in terms of classroom observable indicators and non-classroom observable indicators. So right now, what happens is that if they're gonna apply for T2, they just need to have the OPCR, right? However, say for example, their teacher 1 before, and they'd like to apply for teacher 3 position. So what's going to happen is that the recent nga performance rating should be their OPCR for school year 2024-2025. And kay dugang siya, the previous can either be an OPCR or IPCR, right? So, I hope nga naklaro na siya dadapita. So, if you could notice on the language here, it says and. So, meaning, the two must be present, no? So, kung ma-apply og T3, nya T1 siya ng SIC, pwede kaayo for as long as na siya OPCR for the last rating period nga VS. And then, of course, ang iyang IPCR or OPCR for school year 2023-2024 will also be VS, right? Now, akong i-highlight na po na pangutana, will they be, kung nasa sila IPCR, o sa pagkwenta, again, if the recent nga performance is actually OPCR, they're automatically exempted from the kanang COI and NCOI requirements of the process. For those kasagaran masigurong SIC kay mga T3, no? So if they want to go ahead and actually apply for T4, for example, or T5, T6, T7, or MT1 at that, no? So they can go ahead and submit their recent performance rating using the OPCR form, right? Of course, it should be VS. And then for school year 2023-2024, it can be either an IPCR or an OPCR. In the year 2022, 2023, it can also be either IPCR or PCR. So meaning, if you could notice, again, the wording there is and. So meaning, for them to qualify for these positions, kini nasa third row, they should be able to present, no, the three documents, right, for the last 3 years. And then for teacher three, last 2 years, and then teacher two, recent lang. So what's going to happen here is that since we actually just allowed them to be tagged as qualified, it will now be part of the job or the role of the HRMPSB subcommittee as well as the small committees to go ahead and double check. Anyway, gamay naman po noon ni sila. So i-double check lang if they are able to actually submit, no, the required documents for their application. Now, let's go ahead and proceed to the second, right? Natay second ani, because what actually happens here is that there is napitagipang post sa social media. And then, niingon sila based on Depart Order number 24, Series 2025. And one thing that you would notice is that the number of COIs has changed, no? From 15, nahimo siyang 21. So, what we did is we actually double checked Depart Order number 24. And what actually happens is that kanang based no based sa gipang host, there appears to be mga indicators nga originally labeled as non-classroom observable pero sa ilahang gipadagan no nga graphic kinahimo siyang COI. So of course, for us to be able to validate that, we would need to check on the previous releases. So if I'm not mistaken, this is Deped Order number 8 or 10. Kini bitang dunay multi-year. So klaro kay didto, ang kanang 1.4.3 that's in COI no for the last 3 years niya. Katong sa graphic nga gi-circulate, nahimo siyang COI. Nya if you take a look at 1.4.3, if you try to look it at the IPCR mismo, makita gyud nimo, 'di ba? If you're familiar, if you look at the IPCR particularly for empty positions or highly proficient, you would notice man yun, no? Kung classroom observable ba siya or non-classroom observable. Okay, kung classroom observable, what would actually happen is that siyang indicators, may mo siya demonstrate level 8 of COT rating, right? But kanang 1.4.3, ang iyang indicator is actually requiring an MOB from lab session, from FGD, from coaching. So, klaro jud kayo no nga kanang kuan siya NCOY. And if you would also take a look at the DepEd order relative to the PMES this year, klaro po kayo dito nga ang kining si 1.4.3 is actually NCOY. So you could check that. Makita yun nato dito nga NCOY siya. So meaning, na ay gray area ang graphic nga gi-circulate, no? And so I went ahead and consulted with our legal office, and ang yang suggestion is that let's go ahead and stick to the the release, no? Which was initially sent during the start of the RPMS cycle. This was kining nga graphic nga akong ipakita karon was actually sent in 2022, no? The start of the RPMS cycle. So klaro kay di adapita kung unsa nga indicator ang COI, unsa ang INCOI, so on and so forth. So what's going to happen here is considering gi-allow na to for admission ang katong mga MT2, MT2 rin siya haway labot ang MT1 kay ang MT1 kay klaro man no nga kinahanglan siya o kanang 21 ka outstanding for COI no relative to the proficient nga tool, and then 16 ka NCOI nga na siya it's a combination I believe no. So so what's going to happen here is that considering na-admit na to sila, part of the assessment will be to reassess no, the performance requirement, whether they really qualified for the position based on the kanang gitawag na to nga table of equivalence, whether it's COI or NCOI. Now, the good thing about this is that I created a calculator that you could use, no? So let me just try to open this calculator. Para this is for validation, no? Because I believe the ato ang mga ito actually did their best to really be able to kanang ilang buhaton ng ilang mga rules. So ang mahitabuan ni, let me just go ahead and download it first. So this is the calculator here. So ang mahitabuan ni is that you would need to look at no the summary. No, pinaka-safe nga mo tanang sa summary sa IPCR sa applicant kay makita na to dito ang mga indicators, right? So ang mahitabuan ni karon is that all you have to do is look at the IPCR rating and then just change the values kung VS ba na siya, O ba na siya, or S ba na siya, US ba na siya, or P for poor, no? So this is for school year 2022-23. This is 2023-24. This is 2024-25, right? So you would need to change the values so that you will have a clear count, no? You would have a clear count of the koi and the enkoy. And you also have here a background, no, especially for those applying for kanang MT2, no, nga naa siya requirement. I don't have the requirement here, but you could refer that to the slides that I have been issuing since, no, so that we'll be able to see if the applicant is qualified for the MT2 position. So right now, kung ato yung tan-awon, wala pag di mo qualify nga MP3, no? And then wala pa po yung response ang central office relative to our inquiry on that. It was already properly channeled to the right departments, no? Nya ni agi na sa atong HRMO, and then give forward na, and then we don't have the kanang gitawag nato nga clear pa, no? So basically based on the available tool kanang wala ba dyan mo qualify nga MT3 sa ato adri sa Bohol. All right. So I'm gonna go back to the slide here. So again, what you can do is you can go ahead and make use of the calculator to easily count the number of koi and nkoi and refer to the table of performance requirements and see if the applicant is qualified for the position or not. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and proceed to the main meat, no, of this leveling. Let's start with the first few parts of the Division Memorandum 654 Series 2025, right? So it's clearly stipulated that we have identified procedures and schedules, contained in the enclosure. And I'd like to highlight on item number 3, the Annex A containing the schedule, that we really need to stick to the schedule because if the division office will not be able to submit, no, the required documents to the regional office by the 30th of October, none, no, of the applicants in the division of Bohol will be reclassified. So as much as possible, I know nga it's going to be an add-on to our task that we would still do it. Anyway, it's the benefit of the teachers who have been longing for, no, in this promotion. And the good thing about this is that the activities related to the comparative assessment, it can be conducted on weekends if the board or the panel in the district would allow. And if that happens on a weekend, for example, they shall be entitled to service credits for teachers and compensatory overtime credits for school admin, teaching related, and non-teaching, right? So let's start first with the provisions particular on Annex A, which is the timeline, no? So what happened is that today is supposed to be the day that different administrative officer will be forwarding the initial evaluation result, right? And of course, the initially assessed applicant folders, they were actually advised to bundle it, no? So may tabo na is ang IER, isulog sa ka folder with proper labeling, niya ka na nga folder. For example, T3, ipatong siya sa folder sa tanang T3 applicants para dali ang pagsiha, no? Inag-abot sa district. right? So the one who will be responsible for receiving that will be the district AO. And then after receiving, no, we can go ahead and proceed to B. The district AO or the PSDS can already start stamping all documents with certified true copy. Question, why do we need this? I know nga this is not actually included in DepEd orders because the point really of Annex C is for this para wala na yung mga certified true copy kabantay mo sa Annex C nga dunay murag oath dito, di ba? But this is a requirement from the regional office. So considering that they are the itawag na tong final gatekeeper for the process, so mo follow na lang yun ta kay basin mauli ang papel and we don't want that to happen, no? Because that would basically stop or halt the process if mo na mahitabo. So I'm pleading District AO and PSDS to just please comply to this requirement, which is to stamp all documents with certified true copy. Now, you might want to ask, what if na-sign na siya sa principal? Would that be okay? It's an RO requirement that it has the CTC stamp of AO and PSDS. So kung nanay school head, pwede na jud kaayong ada na lang siya. Kang importante as that makita dito sa RO that it bears no the CTC stamp of either the AO or the PSDS. Now, let's proceed to letter C here, which is planning for the next steps. And let me highlight the first one. The first one is all MT4, MT1 to MT4 will be handled by HRMPSB subcommittee. Now, I'd like to highlight kinsa ni sila nga mga HRMPSB subcommittee. These are the identified personnel that you could see under Division Memorandum 637. Katabatang tagtulo kada district, no? However, we have to make some clarification because based on Deped Order number 24 series 2025, the only ones qualified to be assessors, no, for all levels are just the full-fledged principal as well as pwede ang master teacher 1 or kanang gitawag na tong teacher 2 to teacher 7 position kay ang rules sa Deputy Order number 24 is that an assessor should be one rank higher than the applicant. All right? So, monetary requirements. So, I understand that katong mga identified nga members na sa Division 637, kay mo tong participants, no, during the Division TOT. So, I understand po nga, there were some who are not full-fledged school admin nga naka-participate ato. So ang nakalista ato is based sa attendance gito saya. So it was not kanang assessed whether they are qualified to become assessors. So the suggestion here is that for those on the list who are not full-fledged nga mga school heads nor not an MT is that they will be replaced with school heads, no, or MTs for that matter. Okay, now let's go ahead and proceed to the second bullet point here. This is creating small committees, preferably one for elementary, who would be handling, kaya diba, ang katuna sa lista, 637, they'll be the ones to handle MT1 to MT4. All right. Now, of course, I understand nga daghang kang applicants, so dili nila makaya, and that's the reason why the PSDS is with the PSDS's leadership, you can go ahead and actually create small committees, preferably one for elementary and one for secondary to handle T2 to T7 applicants. And again, it should be composed of full-fledged school heads as well as master teachers. And though there is a clause here na preferably one, it doesn't mean that it could be only one, no? Because that depends on the need. For example, there's a lot of applicants. So obviously, even if you have one group for elementary and one for secondary, with the press in time, we may not be able to actually comply the deadline no set forth by the division. So I'll give you an example here. In Sagbayan, we actually have around 100 applicants. So based on analysis, we're able to decide to have 3 teams for elementary and 3 teams for secondary. So what we did for our elementary, daghan mix school heads sa elementary. So they were able we were able to group them into three teams, no, to handle that. For secondary, we only have, I think, four or three full-fledged. So there are three teams. So nahitabo ani karon is that one team, usa ang school head, two members, ay empty, no? So mao na nga mo ang mix for us to really be able to proceed, no, with the requirements. Now, in the event, no, of course, because we have different teams, ang ato lang yung i-assure is that kini nga team sila ra jud mo-handle any nga particular group, no? So say for example, 'di ba scattered man ano kan T2, T3, T4, T5 nga applicants. So dili kay ang kana nga team kay mo-handle siya sa tanan, no? So para ma-fair siya on the same level. So kana nga team, they can be in charge of, say for example, team 1 will be in charge of T2 to T3, and then team 2 is T4, T5 for example. Ing ana siya nga pamaagi. So same team shall handle for the same position, right? Dili kay scattered siya. Dili kay tungaon na to si kuan, dili. So kung tiwa, tito lahat, sila siya mukha sa tito tanan, no? Dili siya i-share sa lain nga team. At least kung miingon ta nga we have different manners of assessing, at least the same people will be assessing on the same level, right? So what ay matawag nga mo advantage or disadvantage. All right. So again, you can tap the assistance of master teachers to help in assessing. Now, another example here sa Sagbayan is that there are only 5 MTs for secondary. Yeah, 3 teams here. So, kuangan mi og usa. So, what we did is we tapped the assistance of a master teacher in the elementary, preferably MT2, no? For to help us, right, with the to be part of the assessors committee. So pwede ra jud kay na siya kay wa man jud nag stipulated to nga kung elementary siya, elementary ra gyud, no? Ang gingon naman dito is kanang mo ni ang position, so on and so forth. So it will not really violate any provisions at all. For the next nga provision, decide where to hold the class observation. So ituyo ni siya kay parang ang mga assessors dili magbalhin-balhin og eskwelahan, no? So in our case sa Sagbayan, what happened is that we've chosen our central school to be the venue for the class observation, and then for secondary, San Agustin National High School. And that also includes the BEI as well as the BEI lang. So, kaya ang klaro kay Dapita is that in no way that this shall disrupt classes. So, meaning class demonstrators shall teach the topic intended for the set schedule. Say for example, ang example, later ako ipakita example, no? Kaya ang itabo mong ani is that, say for example, applicant ko and I'm scheduled to do a demonstration on October 6 at 8:45, for example. So, ang mahitabuan na is moadto ko sa host school to coordinate with anyone there kung kinsa nga teacher ang duolon para makapangayo
Ano
og
naman ako issue
topic.
diri? Diha siguro.
Alright, para makapangayo og topic, no? Kay dili man pwedeng inaabot ato dito gubo na to ang scheduling, right? So kung kinsa inyong host school, may coordinate na to kung unsa nga topic ang intended to be taught on that particular date kay para mo ni gamaan og lesson plan, no, ni applicant niya pagkahuman kato po mga bataa ang mo participate during the observation. So mahugra nga instead nga naay ang mga bata na regular teacher on that particular date nga na-assign ang applicant to be doing the class demonstration, she will take over the class, no, on behalf of the original teacher. All right. So again, akong iklaro, in no way that this shall disrupt classes. Right? So matong ibutang sa itong mindset. Let's proceed to the next provision. The next provision is to designate the secretariat personnel. So automatically, the district AO2 is the secretariat head. And then we have two members, no, one for the elementary and one for the secondary. So in our case, sa Sagbayan, automatic district AO, secretariat head. And then for elementary, ang central, no, nga AO, and then sa high school or secondary, that's going to be the big high school nga AO, no? So depende na ni sa PSDS or the HRMPSB subcommittee to go ahead and choose who shall be the composing members, no, of the secretariat headed by the district AO. So unsa may role sa ato ang mga secretariat personnel. So they shall serve as admin support, no? They keep the RFTP, the applicant folders, and they are the ones in charge of encoding the scores to HRMS, right? So basically sila ang assistant, no? In the dealings, no? Just like what happened in the division office, if there are any kanang gitawag na to comparative assessment nga activity nga mahitabo, automatically the HR, no, mo'y nahimo automatically nga mahimong secretariat kay para di na maglabad in town ang mga assessor, no. So ang secretariat may mag-prepare, no, unsa i-prepare katong mga templates, no, the rating templates, mga and all supporting documents that is necessary in the conduct of the comparative assessment nga activity. So let's proceed to the we're na-cover na to tanan, no? So let's proceed to letter D. Commence the education training experience performance assessment. So HRMPSB subcommittee katong sa Division Memorandum 67 will be the ones in charge of the MT1 to MT5, and then the small committees mo in charge sa T2 to T7. So on this orientation, I'm not gonna be covering the steps on how to count the scores, no? Kay, di ba, expected gi-train naman ta in the division, and then kuan pa jud siya gi-re-echo pa jud siya sa district. So mo na nga na ko'y note to just refer to the ATEP training district assessors for the steps. Nalo ko i-highlight diri dapita kay usa ni sa mga daghang kay nga question. One is for empty position, a training related to instructional supervision is a requirement and will result in disqualification if there's none. So ato ni siyang i-highlight nga especially kay di ba naman tay basin ba ni nakalusot, no, kay of course our AOs may not be familiar with how to appreciate the documents if it aligns with pedagogy, curriculum, and specialization. Mo na nga kung doon na ma-found out nga DQDI, it doesn't stop you from actually disqualifying. Kay nahog naman nga nag-review pod mo. Doing the comparative assessment is actually also just reviewing the result of the individual evaluation nga assessment, no? So, nagtanaw dito applicant siya MT. If I'm not mistaken, MT1 requires 8 hours of instructional supervision. So, kanang 8 hours instructional supervision, dapat klaro na siya sa certificate, no? Kung miingon nga training of trainers, that's not really mean instructional supervision, right? So dapat klaro nga educational leadership, mora man na siya instructional leadership, mao ni mga keywords nga atong tan-awon sa certificate. Now, pangutana, kay murag wa na siya na-cover kay ang example ni Karina kay teacher 5 ba to si Karina, teacher 4. Kaya di ba teacher man nagtong focus. For MT, kaya basin maglibog mo, if I'm not mistaken, 24 ang kuan ma'am, no? Training sa MT, 20. For example, sa 24 man, no, ang trainings related to pedagogy, curriculum, and specialization. So, na siya 8 hours nga instructional supervision. Dili, ang 24 mo itanawon na to sa table ha, kay naanad na batang sa 24. So, mahitabuan ni is that atong i-add si 24 o si 8. So, that would make it 32. So, meaning, ang iyang subtractor nga level will be based on level na belong si 32. So, dili 24. Kaya nahugman niya, minimum siya. We're talking about hours. So, we would need to add the 24 and the 8, 32, maunay atong i-minus sa kung unsa iyang na-accumulate. So, I hope nga naklaro tayo dapita. Now, for the senior high school TVL positions, mao gini siya yung pinakasad, no? Kay, if you could notice, similar raman jud unta, pero they're so strict in terms of senior high school TVL because TM and NC2 certificates are a must. And if the applicant will not be able to really present that during the submission of documents, they will be automatically disqualified. No? So mo na dili siya pare sa uban nga position nga mag-require lang og 16 hours, right? Diri gyud sa TVL position sa senior high school, you don't need hours, no? Ang mahitabo lang yun is that you will be able to present the trainer's methodology certificate as well as the national certificate. Now, pangutana po, unsaon ni siya pag-assess nga wala may oras si TM o si NC2. So, tanawon na ni is that level 1 na to i-minus, no? Level 1 na. So, atong tanawon nga kung ma-comply niya ang TM o ang NC, that is considered as level 1. So, meaning, kung na siya trainings relative to curriculum, pedagogy, and specialization, all the trainings that he has will be counted in his favor. So I hope nga naklaro ta diha dapita para di ta maglibog. So balikon ako for empty position, ang level ng atong isang track is the total number of hours from the accumulated or the accumulated hours of the pedagogy, curriculum, and specialization plus the number of hours from instructional supervision. So in the case of FP1, that's 24 plus 8, so that's 32. Right? Yeah, unti to, if I'm not mistaken, 24 gihapon siya, pero 16, so i-add na siya, that becomes, no, the minimum number of hours. So mo na mahimo na to nga subtractor when we compute for the increments and use the increments to refer to the rubrics, no, nga giset sa division order number 24 series 2025. And again, for senior high school TVL position, ang ilang minimum jud is TM and NC. So if the applicant is TVL, by the way, asa na to siya makita? Kay basin naapoy nalipat ani kay basin og kanang kuan ba kana bitaw TVL siya pero yang gi-teach kay kanang regular nga subject. So, would that matter? Para dito maglibog sa atong decision ani, ang atong tan-awon is not the subject pot, no? We need to take a look at the appointment. Naman na sa appointment kung unsa nga track. So, meaning kung niingon dito nga TVL, klaro na jud kayo na nga requirement na ang TMNC2. If it's academics, if it's ABM, not TVL, then usual nga assessment procedure katong dunay number of hours ang basihan. So I hope nga naklaro ta diha dapita. Let's go ahead and proceed to the next. Now, to help you out with computing for points, no, so that you don't need to glance, right? And probably sa MT ako po ni ay yeah, updated na din ang MT ani. All right. So, may tabo ani is that I've actually prepared a calculator that you could use. Okay, so a calculator that you could use. So, unsa may mahitabo ni sa calculator, I actually presented this during the division TOT. So, all you have to do is download this. All right? So, let me download this. And then, for that, what you just need to go ahead and do is to actually just kinira importante ana na unsa iyang current ka position, unsa nga position ang iyang applied for, iyang qualification. So mo drop down na ta diri dapita. Kung graduate, there's no need to put in units, but kung units nga master or units nga doctorate, mag-require na siya, no? So doon na siya yung murag remarks, input units. Kung car na siya, there's no need, automatic na siya. Okay? Nya sunod, nigtan-aw nimo makita ni mga 10 points na siya automatically. For the training, imo po i-input ang total training diri dapita. All right? So, say for example, for T2, 16 ang requirement pero ang yang accumulated training hours is only 8. So, may siya nga input hours. Kung may na siya NA for total points, meaning it's lacking. All right? Right, for the experience, mo gihapon, no, we just need to input the 5 years, no, or the years and the months. By the way, this is for the regular nga teacher, meaning teacher 1, teacher 2. Kini diri dapita is pagka master teacher. Kaya basi mga utana po unsa di ay requirement or unsa certification nga needed para ma-count na to yung experience for instructional supervision. So there's no special certificate we just look at the service record. Kung na-empty na gani ang position, klaro na gina siya nga mo na yung instructional supervision nga experience. So meaning, kung kanang MT1 karon ni-apply kog MT2 and then ako'y 5 years sa teacher 3. So ako'y butang 5 years diri niya 0 and then ako'y for example 2 years sa pagka-MT. So ato siyang ibuak nila pita. All right? And that would give us the computation already. So say for example, 1 year na siya, tanaw na to kung qualified ba ba? Qualified pa. Pero kung ma-zero na siya, and then say for example, ari lang ta sa MT. For example, ni-apply og MT1, all right? Or MT2 okay, MT2 din, no? Pero mo gihapon mahitabo, no? Now we makita nga error there dapita in the event nga the inputs here are actually lacking. Now, another thing here is the performance requirement, no? So, sa IPCR, so all you have to do is input the rating. Latest ra ni siya ha, it's not the average of 3 years. Just the recent, you input it para automatic siya og count. So with this, you could already have no the gitawag na to total for the ETEP. The ETEP is the education, training, experience, excuse me, and then the performance. All right? Now, akong i-highlight though nga supposedly we are no longer going to be using the IES. Wala na tay individual evaluation sheet, just like non-teaching, teaching related for admin, as well as teacher one. For the ECP, dito na kita dapat sa RFTP. However, the RFTP is a document that will be scrutinized no by the regional office. So murag kung gamito na to siya for scoring, kanang bitang real-time scoring, magumot na niya mawala mo nag-regional office. So, we will only comply the RFTP once we're done with the comparative assessment na si AO na lang siguro ang mo transfer ana sa RFTP. So para natin kaskribulan sa atuhang mga scores and then computation, right? You can go ahead and download natay the made available diri dapita the individual evaluation sheet, but this will not be used for submission to the regional office, no? This is just for the purpose of scribbling. All right? So, ako siyang made available, so just download it para ari ta makasuwat-suwat. Right? Kay lisod man po dito magsuwat-suwat, for example, education. Lisod kayo di ka magsuwat-suwat og note or di ka mag-take note because during the open ranking, the RFTP will not bear no the computation that you did, right? So ang nindot is that you have the IES para during the open ranking there is already makuha dayon mga 32 hours or 100 hours training 5 years, so dali kayo ang pag-ukay. So though this is not required, you can use this for score scribbling purposes, and of course purpose is also related to the open ranking nga mahitabo. Okay. So let me go back to my slide here. All right. So again, these are the links that you could go ahead and refer to. We have the one for the ETEP calculator. We have the ECP. Masiguro ni. Let me just make some correction. Let me see if this link actually exists. Easy na siya nasayop ko. So yeah, that's easy. ECP man na base kung yun ang huna ganina. Alright, unfortunately, nasayop ko pag-input. So mao naman na siya, pasagdiin na lang. So that's EC-ETEP calc. And then for the IES, you can download it from ECP-IES. So let's proceed to the next here. Of course, continue the ETP assessment. So murag kabalo na tayo na. Now, the next one here is the conduct of the portfolio annotation writing. No? So if you could take a look at Annex B, it actually outlines the guidelines for the portfolio assessment. So of course, before the portfolio assessment would happen, based on our recommended schedule here, that's going to be tomorrow, and it should not be something that would result to ano, kind of itong class na cancellation. We should be doing this. Our suggestion is to start it around 3 p.m. so it could end at 5 p.m. Or if you're okay with having to start at 3:30 and end with at 5:30, okay na jud ka na siya for as long as it's not gonna result to an aggregate cancellation or suspension of classes. So what happens here is, of course, you need to prepare the annotation sheets. No, for the annotation sheets, you could download it through the link. All right, that's ECP Anot tool. So when I link the dapita. So if we would try to open or access that, this is how it looks like. No, naa diri dapita ang mga annotation form, right? Nga gamiton sa mga applicants. So, naa diri ang para T2, T3, T4, T5, T6, T7, MT1, MT2, MT3, MT4, MT5. So, kompleto na siya. So, if you could try to open it, say for example, teacher 6 kay mo ni daghang applicants. So ingana na siya. So, ari mo suwat si applicant during the portfolio annotation writing. So meaning, dili magdala si applicant og papel. The district through the gitawag na to nga secretariat will be the ones to mass produce or reproduce these documents that will be used with the applicants during the portfolio annotation writing. Right? So yung ana na siya, no, ato na i-download. Now, you might wonder, what if for those SIC? Because ang mahitabuan ng annotation writing is ilang yung isuwat ilang MOV, no? Describe niya annotation. How about for the SIC na wala nag-submit o kanang uh, MOV for the NCOI because kanang mas exempted man sila sa INCOY o POY, no? Right. So obviously, kung exempted sila, it doesn't make sense that we would require them the tawag to inkoy yung MOV. So I've, with the permission of our ASDS, the HRM PSP chair, I kay di po sila sure kay sa kuan man go sa DepEd order is that it says that HRM PSB would decide as to the comparable assessment. So I proposed to Dr. Ompad if we can just kind of follow the TRF protocol that we do for teacher one, kada ba tawag, teacher reflection. And he agreed. I also submitted him the questions nga related to it and that was approved. So makita niya na to siya by looking at no kini dunay mga prefix nga SIC, TIC, HT. All right? Para master teacher 1, 2, 3. Wala na ko, wala yung master teacher 3 kaya wala na ko naghimo sa master teacher 3 knowing that no one qualifies. So, another is T2 to T7, right? So you can download it from here. So say porma na niya, mura gyud siya og teacher reflection, no? So we would actually grade them like this. All right? So there's a question and they would write their responses, no, to this question. So the same thing, 5 gihapon ka indicators ilang suwatan o reflection, no? Good thing gani sila, no? Kaya they're given 2 hours. T1 is only given an hour. Pero sa T1, what I noticed is that gamay ra dili kay daghang question. But for the SIC here, there's a lot of questions for us to really be able to assess in depth mura siya their skill, their experience that we could make use of to predict whether or not the applicant is ready for the position that he or she is applying to, right? So naa na siya diha dapita everything is actually found on the Anot tool. So that's ECP-Anot tool. You can download it from there. Again, akong klarohon, this is where the applicants would write no, their annotation for those who submitted INCOY MOVs and they write the responses for those SIC, no, TIC or HT applying in a classroom teaching career line nga position. Now, schedule and venue. So the conduct of the portfolio and iteration writing shall be scheduled in such a way that regular classes are not disrupted, preferably at 3 p.m. onwards. But of course, natin suggest din a date no September 30 to give ample time for the other process to take place. No? All right. And then venue shall be designated and proctored by authorized personnel. So dapat na mo proctor para ma-avoid na to nga na magdala og cellphone, na magdalag bag, na magdalag extra sheet, right? So dapat ang ila yung bitbiton kay ilaha yung ball pen. A cell phone is not even allowed in the assessment venue. So I hope nga klaro tayo dito. All right. So protocols, no bags, no gadgets, no extra sheets or any other material shall be allowed inside the venue. Applicants shall not be permitted to view or retrieve their submitted MOVs. They shall rely on the recall of the documents submitted. So kaya basi may nga, may di mo tanaw sa among submit dili na siya pwede. So they should recall, no? Kung unsa ilahang gisubmit. Yeah, Programman can go ahead and proceed with writing the annotation. So a maximum of 2 hours shall be allotted to complete the annotations of all 5 indicators. So they have 2 hours for that to finish. So kung magsugod og alas 3, mahuman alas 5. Kung magsugod 3:30, mahuman siya og 5:30. Right now for school in charge, again, they will be kind of following the teacher reflection protocol. Um, you could access the templates no from the same link pero pangitaon tong dunay prefix nga SICTICHT. All right? So and if you could notice again on the form here, we have kanang suggested rating 5 for exemplary and then fully acceptable 3 points, not fully acceptable 1 point, and there's a rubric no to follow on how to go ahead and actually score. Okay, so I hope nga murag na klaro tayo dapita. Let's go ahead and proceed to the next provision. So assessment and scoring, completed annotation sheets shall be collected and endorsed to the respective district committees for scoring and validation. Right? Unya, katong ganhin akong ipakita, that was the rubrics for SIC, no? TIC o HT. How about for the kuan kanang gitawag nato nga regular teachers. So you also have the rubrics. You can access that at ECP-Annote rubrics. And then for the rating sheet, you can use the link Annote TRS. So this is how it looks like, no? Um, so naa siya diri dapita if you would open the link, naa dira tong rubrics. So this is for the annotation. So kung maglibog ka, usa ko score. So you go ahead and take a look here, right? For diba, for the 5 indicators, like 5 indicators, each of the indicators will be assessed during this rubric. Pero magdepende ako ipakita later kung anong 1 to 9 man na nga, diba? 5 raman, 5-point scale raman ang atong gamiton. I'll explain that later. And next one is for the interview. All right? And then this is what we call as the rating sheet. So meaning each of the assessor will go ahead and score. All right. So say for example, I'll score for example sa T3 or T1. T1 for example, if I'm not mistaken, the maximum score is 6. So probably I'll score 6. Yeah, 6 for here, 6 for here. So perfect na siya. So 6 times 5, 30 total. No? We will be able to complete. However, we also need to understand that NCOI assessment is collegial in nature, and that's the reason why we also have the inter-observer, no, natin inter-observer nga form nga gamiton. So meaning, we will not average the score, but the assessors would agree, no? Collegially agree. So if si assessor 1, initially ni score siya og 5, si assessor 2, 5, ni assessor 3 kay 6, and then based on their discussion, they've decided to make use of awarding 6, then that's going to become the final rating. And that rating will be the ones utilized for the computation. Again, wala na siya average diri dapita because this is supposed to be collegial in okay. All right. And then of course, kumpleto na na siya. So all scoring must be done strictly in accordance with the rubrics and standards set by different orders and division guidelines. And for non-SIC, PIC, so atong tanawon ang ilahang kanang gisubmit nga MOVs. So say for example, dili siya tag as SIC, PIC or HT, pero wala siya MOV, no? Kung wala siya MOV, what happens here is that there's no point that we would allow them to actually take, no? Kung regular siya nga teacher ba niya, wala siya MOV, it doesn't make sense nga moagi siya sa portfolio annotation kay unsa may agi annotation, right? So, pero it doesn't disqualify the applicant. It's just that zero ang iyang score for the portfolio annotation. So, I hope nga murag klaro ta diya dapita. So, I have here this is for regular nga teacher ha. This is not for the kanang SIC kay kung SIC ilang maximum kay kuan man 5, no? 5 niya. 5 times 5 meaning 25 ilang maximum score. However, for the regular nga teacher T2 to T3 um 2.6 ang pasabot na ng 2.6 meaning ari ka magtanaw sa 2 pinakagamay 6 ang maximum. So dili ka mo tanaw ng 7, 8, 9. That is for T2 to T6. So considering 6 ang maximum and there are 5 indicators, so the maximum score is actually 30. So unsa may tabuan ni karon? So kato using the final rating using the inter observer or inter assessors rating sheet, we would sum up all the ratings for the 5 indicators, no? And whatever is the score will be divided by 30 times 10 to get the corresponding points, no? For the portfolio annotation. Okay, maximum ani 10 man. For teacher 4 to teacher 7, lahi siya because ang iyang rating would start at 3, right? Then highest niya is 7. So meaning 7 times 5, there's a maximum score of 35. So again, we would sum up all the scores for the 5 indicators and then divide that by 35 and then times 10. For MT1 to MT2, ari ta magsugod sa 4 to 8. So ari itong tang-awon, meaning walay score nga below 3, no? For MT. 4 ang kinagamian, kutob sa 8 as the maximum. All right, so sa mahitabo, there are again 5 indicators. 5 times 8, that's 40. So the maximum score is actually 40. So for us to compute, sum up all the indicator scores divided by 40 times 10, that becomes the NCOI MOV, no? Portfolio annotation score. For in the case of MT3 to actually MT5 na siya ko to, I forgot to modify it. So what's going to happen here is that we'll be utilizing 5 to 9. No? So magsugod sa 5, 9 ang highest. So 9 man ang highest, so 9 times 5, that's 45. So sa pag-compute sa score, you count or you sum up of the scores or ratings per indicators divided by 45 times 10 for you to be able to compute for the portfolio annotation writing score. So I hope that we're clear with that. Yeah. Naani siya sa online pero ako na lang kipapilit para you don't need to go through all of the links just to be able to see this. All right? Again, itong klarohon, for T2 to T3, right? 2 to 6 lang. All right? And then for T4 to T7, that's 3, 7, 3, 7. And then MT1 to MT2, 4, 8. So meaning 4 ang ginagamyan, 8 ang kinadakan. And then MT3 to MT5, 5 to 9. Alright? So meaning, ari magsugod, man kinagamyan sa MT3. And then ang pinaka-max is 9. So that's the total of 45. Muna nga mahimo siyang denominator to be able to compute for the portfolio annotation score. So I hope that we're actually clear with that. And of course, proceed tano sa gitawag na to nga ETEP assessment, right? But let me go ahead and proceed with the next, which is the conduct of the behavioral event interview. Now, I know that the behavioral event interview is actually scheduled for October 1 to 3rd. However, it actually doesn't make sense that you will proceed with the interview without being able to assess first, no? The portfolio annotation or katong reflection. Because, 'di ba, the interview will be based on the responses in the MOVs of the ENCOI, no? Na MOV. So, in Sagbayan, we modified it a bit. We will be allocating October 1 to assess the portfolio and the portfolio annotation and for us to be able to prepare the BEI question. So, what I have here is an example for the interview schedule. We're limiting it to 30 minutes, pero amo na lang siya schedule nga two people per kanang kuan no, two people kay kung mahuman nag 10 minutes ang usa, at least ano ba, gisunod-sunod na siya. So kay naman may three teams for secondary na siyang example, naman may three teams, no? So amo interview is mahuman na siya usang adlaw. So again, under gyapon siya sa wisdom sa PSDS on how to go ahead and plan this strategically. But this is how we are planning it for Sagbayan. For secondary, we divide it into three teams, no? Nga pagkahuman mao na among BEI nga schedule. So for one time slot na ami assign nga duha ka applicants, no? Right? Because we're thinking we will limit to at least 15 minutes, no? Sa interview nga process. So that based on our schedule here, we will start the conduct of the BEI on October 2. Right? So kay para kuan siya. And then of course, ini kahapon na kay buntag na yung human or remainder of the day, we can go ahead and continue doing the assessment of the ETEP. Okay. All right. Now, for SICTIC, you only assess the responses without regard to any MOV. And diba, teacher reflection man ang ilang protocol nga yung follow. Kaya basin ba mangita mo MOV? Ang sa MOV ani. Again, for SICTIC and HT, you assess the responses as is, no? Based on the responses. But for regular teacher applicants, we look at the MOV, all right? As well as the responses to go ahead and prepare for assessing the NCOI portfolio annotation as well as during the conduct of the behavioral event interview. Right. So Annex C actually contains the guidelines, no, for the behavioral event interview, right? So Annex C actually contains the gitawag na to mga mechanics that you can go ahead and follow to seamlessly implement or conduct the behavioral event interview, right? So nakabutang na siya diha dapita, all right? And then so apil ang opening spiel, no? Gibutang na dapita kay 'di ba? During the TOT, we were advised that there is an opening spiel. So I also prepared that here. That's on Annex C. You can just go and take a look at it so that you can make use of this as your script during the conduct of the gitawag nato nga behavioral event interview. Now for the step 3, which is already the proper interview proper, I have here suggestions on how to be able to conduct that. Again, you're free to modify or to phrase it to whatever is of your convenience. However, let's not deviate from the purpose of the BEI. And the purpose of the BEI is to actually do validation of the portfolio annotation. So I hope nga dili na ta mulayo pag-ayo. So ang BEI is supposed to basically validate, no? The portfolio annotation as well as the MOV submitted. Mo na nga, if you could notice in here, there's a suggestion to be able to be in the context of the situation. You can see nga, you could say during the interview, I see that you submitted a DLP, for example, for indicator this. Can you provide us background? If the applicant would be able to actually talk about everything, including the task, the action, and the result, then you can proceed to the next, no? The next indicator. But if not, then you can go ahead and break, no? Or you could ask specific questions for task, for example, or action or result. Kay, di ba? According to what we've gone through during the TOT is that if you sense nga the response is an incomplete star, then we ask probing questions for us to really be able to arrive at a star, no? Nga structure, right? So that's for the interview proper. For the scoring, and again for the scoring, natay rubrics nga i-share later. Nga na po rating sheet. So let me go ahead and show it to you. So, mo ni ang rubric sa interview. So, ang interview di ay dili parehas sa annotation nga magdepende ang score kung unsa nga position ang iyang applyan, no? For the interview, it's uniform for all positions. So, meaning maximum is 4, minimum is 1, no? And we assess based on alignment with the NCOIs, no? There's clear coherence, there's active listening, and then basically confidence.
Mute.
All right, palihog og anime mo. Okay, thank you. All right. And then naadiri ang ato ang rating sheet for all applicants niha. So ang maximum na to diri is 4, 4, 4, 4. So if we total it, that's actually 16, no? Then of course, natay inter-observer or inter-assessor, mag-agree na po mo. And again, it's not going to be an average, but it's based on season and consensual judgment, no? So as to whether give 4 for the responses or give 3 or give 2 or give 1, that is a result, that should be a result of consensus and not the average, right? Kaya kung unsay masuwat aning kining gitawag nato inter assessor agreement form, mao ni siya gamiton nato for the computation. Okay, so I have here a sample computation, no, for T1 to T2 to MT5, right? The range is just really 1 to 4. Wala tay lahi-lahi dili para sa portfolio annotation, right? Maximum of 4. And then of course, okay, there are 4 indicators to be assessed. That's 4 times 4, maximum 16. So for us to be able to compute for the BEI score, we just sum up the total of the 4 indicator ratings and then divide that by 16 times 5 for us to compute for the BI score. And that's true for all other positions, right? So, kung atong tanawon ang BEI ra gyud, ang uniform sila og rating nga 1 to 4. So, again, this is the rubrics for interview. Na dito no, nakabutang as to the rubrics how to score the applicant's response. So, kamo na lang bahala o basa na because I'll be sharing later the PowerPoint presentation for you to peruse as well and to familiarize yourselves with different provisions under Division Memorandum 654 Series 2025. All right. So next is the conduct of the actual classroom demonstration. Right. So in Sagbayan, we also follow that. We set October 4. By the way, for Sagbayan, we set, dili na siya October 4. That's October 3. 4 is Sabado, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Sabado siya. Let me just make modifications so that I just say that later. Okay. All right, in Sagbayan, of course, kay di ba, based on the guidelines for classroom observation, the observers are not supposed to be bringing along anything except the ONF, the observation notes form. So of course, I know nga magbitbit mo da rating sheet pero dato siya i-display sa lamisa also for the lesson plan, no? So may tabo ani is Sagbayan, we set October 3 as a deadline for the submission of lesson plan so that the assessors will be able to review that, no? And then be able to prepare the required rating sheets for the particular demonstration. So nagiba mi schedule diri dapita because this is for San Agustin. We follow the schedule of San Agustin, no? For about 20 applicants, it would require us to do it a maximum of 3 days because we have 3 teams, no? All right. And then I've also attached Annex D, the guidelines for classroom observation. All right. Again, this is non-disruption of classes. Your classes shall not be unnecessarily disrupted during the conduct of the classroom observation. So meaning, kung unsay nakaschedule or unsay, yeah, nakaschedule nga topic for that particular day, dapat mo na itudlo sa mo pa-observe or sa mo demonstrate, no? Right. So what we did here in Sagbayan is that we've already sent them katong schedule nga akong gihatag is that we've already sent them to the applicants And we've instructed them to coordinate with the host school, no? To determine kinsa nga teacher doolon nga masibo sa schedule, right? So for example, Filipino major ko, based on appointment, ako iklaro ha, based on appointment, kay basta doon ay Filipino nga nag-teach og English. So even if nag-teach siya English, dapat yung demonstration is not English, but based on the appointment. So tanawa nga appointment unsa iyahang subject to teach, kay mao na i-follow nato for the demonstration. Kay mao man na nga item ang iyang i-class, dili man na iyang subject nga gi-teach, no? All right. So for example, no, maghihatag na itong mga schedule. So they will be coordinating with the host school, Filipino, for example, nga Filipino ko, no, nga major. So mangutana ko kinsay Filipino nga major nga teacher, no, and that school nga na fall under the schedule. So for example, October 6, and then I was slated for 8:45. So mangita ko kinsa na nga teacher kay para mangutana ko niya unsa yang i-teach, no? On that day for this particular class. Kay para si applicant will go ahead and prepare the lesson plan. So that ang mahitabuan na is that kato nga klase ang obserbahan sad during the classroom observation. Yeah. Posible nga nasing unang na mabalhin-balhin di ay. So strategy na po na siya. For San Agustin, what we'll be doing is we'll be allocating 3 rooms because we have 3 teams, no? So may tabuan na is kuan lang, musod tong mo-observe kato po mga estudyante nga supposedly student, musod ko sila ikaw man sa klase mahawa. So puli-puli lang. Iga na nga style. Alright? So mo na siya, covered na sa resulting hina, no? And then lesson plan requirement. So demonstrators shall present 3 hard copies of the detailed lesson plan in advance and submit to the observing panel. Members of the panel shall only bring their official observation notes form into the classroom during the observation. And for the link to the ONF, napo diha dapita, I've went ahead and actually included that. And you could also access that from here, no? The link. There's a link there that's true to all. All right. The conduct of the observation. So each demonstration shall follow the standards and rubrics prescribed under Diplomat Order number 24, Series 2025, and the panel shall observe without interrupting the flow of the lesson. Dili pwedeng stop C panel while the teacher is discussing, and the demonstrator shall deliver the lesson as planned, simulating actual teaching learning conditions. So for the scoring, to guide the assessors, I also have here the rubrics for the classroom observation, the rating sheets, which is familiar, no? Familiar ta na, as well as the inter-observer agreement form. So say purma na nila is also here on the link. So mapili ra pud ta kung unsa nga rubric atong tanawon. For example, applicant of teacher 4. So makita na to diri ang mga rubric na kinahanglan natong tan-awon, no? So you have here the features or practice to observe for you to be able to justifiably score or assess the demonstrator, no? With relative to the performance. So that's the rubric. And then this is the rating sheet. So mo ni ang rating sheet teacher 4 mo na i-print sa kanang gitaw na to nga secretariat. All right? And of course, the inter assessor. Mo na inter assessor teacher 4, no? Inter observer agreement form. Right? Okay, so mauna siya dadapita. All the links are there. So I hope that you're able to take note of it kung asa siya kuhaon. Anyway, I'll also be sharing the slides later. So the links are something that could be easily accessed upon. However, please don't expect that when you click mo redirection no kay picture ni siya. My apologies. But anyway, ang mausaw ra magyud is ang tumoy no. Yes, for the rest, more naman na url.lipidbuhol.org, so on and so forth. All right, the observation notes, rating sheets, and lesson plans shall be attached to the applicant's folder for validation and safekeeping. So any clarifications required by the panel may be raised only after the demonstration has concluded. And this is how we'll go ahead and basically assess, no? So you don't have to worry about classroom observation kay klaro na jud kaayo kung unsay mga maximum scores. For example, teacher 2. So if you could notice in here, here. So teacher 2, for example, what you would notice in here, nagsugod na siya 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no? So kabalo na ta, play rating dili pare sa portfolio annotation nga same rating sheet for all, no? Right? So, naa diri dapita, if you could go to teacher 6, for example, automatic na sa ZEA, no? Nga, yung minimum is 3, yung maximum is 7. So, kung ato na po ka sa MT, automatic na po na siya nga, minimum is 4, maximum is 9. And then for MT3, the maximum is 5, a minimum is 5, maximum is actually 9. So automatic na siya based on the classroom observation rating sheet. So what's going to happen here is that for T1 or T2 to T3, our divisor is 30. Okay, mama na yung maximum score kay 2 to 6 man siya niya. 5 indicators, 30. For T4 to T7, dash data ni dili slash. That's 35, and then MT1, MT2, that's 40. MT3 to MT5 is 45. So say for example, you will be assessing an applicant for teacher 3. The perfect niya ang 5 indicators, so that's 30 divided by 30, that's 1. 1 times 25, that becomes the score for the classroom observation nga indicators. All right? All right. Now, the next phase here is on the conduct open ranking, no? So for the open ranking, by the way, there's a correction. It's going to be the small committee who shall handle the open ranking, no? Kaya akong gi-expect magud ani is that after every demonstration, probably the secretariat could help mo niya. Basta hindi ka tubag sa secretariat because the secretariat kaya di man mauwi na assess. Mo na nga the open ranking shall be scheduled right after all the classroom observations are done. No? So may tabuan is that the small committee, with the help of the secretariat, shall accomplish part 3 of the RFTP, katuning comparative assessment nga part 3. So, kopyaon na lang gikan sa IES, dili kay kung RFTP magud posible nga masayop, kung masayop na siya, basin o dili na dawaton sa regional office kay maabot pa ya sa regional office ang RFTP. So manang ato to mag-scribble sa IAS para kung dunay corrections dili siya problem, then we'll just go ahead and transfer that to all part 3 of the RFTP kay di ba there are 4 copies of the RFTP. So we'll transfer that 4 scores from the IAS to the RFTP. Now, the small committee shall schedule the open ranking to explain to the applicant the context of the scores. Now, only the education, training, and experience are subject to query for the rating. Dili na gina siya, no? Kaya mao na may ginasiya, no? Kato performance rating. And of course, the non-classroom observable as well as the classroom observable are not subject to query because these are scored collegially. All right. But please also explain that scores may change as they will undergo validation. Okay, basi magtuon na sila ba nga mao na gina siya. There's still a small chance, no? A small chance nga mausab na siya depende sa results sa gitawag na nga validation. All right? Because for teacher 2 to 7 here, it will undergo validation by the district committee katong naa sa Division 67. But for MT, ang mo-validate ana niya is division. No? So what's going to happen in here is that the applicant shall sign the conforming part or field of part 2. And the HRMPSB chair, dili ang chairperson sa small team ha, ang mo sign ana is the PSDS. So I hope nga clear ta diha dapita. I know nga the PSDS is not the one responsible for the small committees, no? But based on her position, mo na nga ato siyang gibutang diha dapita. Because HRMPSB chair mo sa meaning, we're talking about the subcommittee. Now, the subcommittee are the ones listed under division number 637, which it was kanang spearheaded or chaired by the PSDS of the district. Now, of course, October 16 is our deadline for the secretariat to encode the scores, no, on the portal. So after encoding, the secretariat shall print the car for each position. They must be signed by the respective small committee members. And then one car, one folder. So just like IER, diba? IER is placed in one folder. So a car for a position shall be placed in one folder as well. And again, i-bundle na po na siya balik sa applicant's folder of the same position. For example, car for T3. So dapat car for T3 nga folder, And then, ubos are the folders of the applicants nga puros T3 para mabundle siya. All right. October 17, what's going to happen is that the district committee shall start with the validation. No? If you could notice, 17 na siya, pero actually, pwedeng mulapas pa na siya sa 17, makaabot na siya next week. No? Kay, ang next week ay submission naman lang, and we're allocating 3 days. So pwede pa yun na siya ma-extend o 1 day, no? Dili pud kaayo na to nga gigipot, no? Sa schedule for the validation. This is for the T2 to T7, but for MT1 to MT5, their car sheets, including the folders, shall be transmitted to the kuan kanang ay next na din. Shall be transmitted to SDOS God for validation. So, ang role on to kay adto sa HR no, pero wala may lugar ang HR, so sa SGOD na lang para doon sa conference room for the actual validation. Kinsa man ni sila nga mo validate, mao ni sila ang nakalist sad sa Division Memorandum 637 katong per CD per congressional district. There are identified names, 3 per CD, who are identified to be the division validators. Alright. So that October 20 to 22 man akong giingon nga ang schedule sa sa district to submit the or to transmit the result for T2 to T7 is October 20 to 22 man. So pwede lang 22 na i-submit so that or ay lang po 22 para natay time 21, no? Kay para na pa mo igong time for the validation. Right? So, inigahuman o validate scores in the HRMPSB can still be updated to reflect the results of the validation. Say, for example, during the validation, we found out that there is a train that was counted. Unya, pagkahuman, inig-minus ato niya kay mausab yung score. So, we would really need to update the score via the HRMS. No? And then the secretariat shall print another copy of the car kaya di ba nag-print naman to daan before. But this time, we'll print another car and it will be signed by the members of the HRMPSB subcommittee katong district validation team. And then the secretariat shall transmit the car and the applicant's folder to the SDO HR office. Dili na sa SGOD. Ang SGOD kay MT lang. Ang teacher 2 to teacher 7 adto na sa SGOD HR so that they could proceed with doing the paperwork such as drafting or doing the career, no? And the other documents such as the PAL. Alright? But for the MT, so may tabuan is i-validate pag na siya sa division. And then kung mahuman nag-validate, and then there is a need to update, no, HR nasa DO mo ma-update sa score. And then SDO Secretariat will go ahead and print another copy of the car and will be now signed by the Division Validation Committee. The Secretariat shall transmit the car and the applicant's folder to the SDO HR. Kaya di ba gikan sa SCOD, ato sila mag-validate. Once they're done, ilang iuli sa HR so that si HR can proceed with preparing, no? The gitawag na to nga documents such as the career and the PAL. So we are requesting for the members of the division kay murag gamay ra jud kay ng MT no as much as possible that you will be done on the 21st, right? Kay so that we can provide ample time for SDOHR to do the process of doing the division level career list as well as the PAL which is required by the regional office. And of course, pinaspasay gini siya will go ahead and proceed post the career result. Morning as much as possible no wala nagi questions or query from the applicants kay kanang 23 gamay na lang katag time ana to prepare the documents that will be transmitted no to the regional office. Kaya ang deadline sa regional office is October 30. Sa may tabo sa October 30 ana is that katong tanang folder. Just imagine, tanang folders including school head nga ni-apply pa degree class, and all teachers kay dapat matransmit siya October 30. Muna nga, as much as possible, we need to avoid queries na by this time. That's the reason why we need to really explain during the open ranking nga no ing ato iyang score, especially on the ETEP no, or ETE. Kay maura maginay queryable. Alright? Para kung unsa magawa sa career mo na gina siya, para ditso-ditso na ang ato HRMPSB Secretariat to produce the documents and to bundle folders kay para makakontak na sila og container van siguro no? Container van sa JRS para ipadala sa regional office. So expect no ang result ani kay murag dugay-dugay pa jud kay anyway, wala naman lang ni gamay na malang division. So Cebu province and then their cities and then Bohol and then Tagbilaran City. So probably we would be expecting a pile of folders. Pero their promise is they will be able to go ahead and kung ano, release the result para ma-determine ang si kinsa to nga qualified for the reclass. Alright? Now, for the resources, ako siyang gi-compile on this page na recipe PSC calculator, ETEP calculator, the IES, the annotation tools, the rubrics for annotation, the rating sheet for annotation, the inter-assessor rating sheet for annotation, the rubrics for BEI, the rating sheets for BEI, and then the inter-assessor rating sheet for BEI. We also have for the classroom observation, we have the ONF or the observation notes form, the rubrics as well to guide the assessors on how to rate the applicant during the demonstration. And of course, we have the rating sheets and then per assessor or observer. And then we have the inter-observer rating sheet. Hindi na siya IE kay basta CO kay observer. All right, those are the links, and of course, the copy to this PowerPoint is also accessible to this link. And please join our GC. We've created a GC now for the HRMPSB subcommittee. So please join the GC. You can scan it if you haven't joined yet. Or if you have some issues with scanning, you can just access the link of the PowerPoint and then just, kind of copy the link and then paste it to a browser so that you will be added, no? Or you could send the link to yourself and then no? Tap the link so that you will be able to join the GC because we will be providing everything. No, we would also that GC is also set up to be able to address concerns because I know nga in a comparative no nagdadang questions about training. So of course we will have that GC open so that you can use that as a channel for your inquiries so that we would be able to address right away and appropriately. So that actually ends my presentation. So we'll now proceed with the question and answer. For the question and answer, you can go ahead and write your questions on the chat panel. Or if you'd like to voice out your concern, you can go ahead and please raise your hand first to be recognized. And only after you've been recognized that you can unmute your microphone so that you could start asking the question. But let me first read the questions on the chat panel. Ay, why question. So grabe ang container ban mo gini may tabo sir no kay daghan jud kayong folder. Daghang folder we have yes sa Sagbayan we have 100 no. 100 ka applicants. So we expect mga 100 ka pinpon ka folder nya. We have ibutang tag minimum of 100 per district. So that's a total of pila naman ka folders no. Mga 5,000 folders for that. Nya napanay wala pa na school admin. So ada na pa na sa school admin so mudaghan ginasiya. Container van lagi kinahanglan ani. Though it's ko na kanang joke ra na ako pero more likely murag mo ni padulungan or else they will do it through batches. Okay, so do you have any questions? Again, you can write your questions on the chat panel, or if you want, you can go ahead and click on the raise a hand so that you'll be recognized. We have here a question. Kindergarten teacher applicants during the demo, sir, do they need to demo the 3 hours or mo select ra sila o kana oh yeah sakto no murag mo select ra siguro part ma'am kanang masud na sa 1 hour kay taas ra pud kaayo but if you know if you have the ample time for the demonstration of the kindergarten kay murag 3 straight hours ka na straight subject. If we have ample time to do that because you have a few applicants for the kinder, pwede rin jud kayo. No? Pwede rin jud kayo. But in the event nga, it would result ka na gitawag na to og kanang time insufficiency, you could just go ahead and settle on the 1 hour as one part of the KBOT. Any other questions? We have a question from Sir Sifra. Yes, sir, please. Unmute, sir.
Hi, Sir Inad. Good morning.
Hi,
Ryan.
Sir Ryan. Yes, sir.
Sir, na may HT3 na rin nga principal passer niya. Wala siya
Mm.
nagparang karon kay dili pa pwede. Pwede na mo siya ma-appeal sa subcommittee, principal passer.
HD3, unsay ano HD3 sir is equivalent to unsa na nga teacher 6
Yes.
no? Teacher
Yes,
6.
yes,
Uh,
SG16. Teacher
o teacher
6.
6 sir. So pwede siya mo assess sa teacher 2 to teacher 5.
Yes.
Yes.
Another question, Sir Inad. Kani sa among PSDS, kadung na ma-hire nga administrative officer like October 7 iyahang first day of service, pwede na ba siya ma-appeal sa committee?
Administrative officer
Administrative officer 2.
only for Council Secretariat but not
Yes.
for committee. Yes.
Thank you, Sir Nad.
Sir. Any other questions? Okay, actually, based on the schedule, I go to the 10:30, and it's still 10:05. So we are allocating 25 minutes for the question and answer. But kung wala question, mas nindot, so we can go ahead and disperse. All right. Murag question. So ako lang ni is ipagawas na nga screen so that everyone can still go ahead and kung ano, kanang take a screenshot um, to be able to download the PPT as well as the other documents, tools that's required for the conduct. Sir, Sir Asenjo is unmuting. Do you have any questions, sir? Sir Promelo?
Yes sir, kanang na ako'y applicant sir nga per appointment ABM niya. Ang
Mm.
iyang ang iyang giteachon kay oral com kay wa mi ga offer og ABM. Kay
Mm.
transfer man na sa hingutanan. Asa man siya mo demo sir nga ga-teach man siya oral com niya. Ang entrep na mo si consent pa man i-offer.
Okay. If that's the case, sir, mura siyang nahog nga special case. Kay dapat ang iyang demuhan, sir, kay iyang medyo major. But I understand no nga lahi-lahi offering ang senior high kay I understand nga inyong ha kay second sem amo adri kay first sem na mo ang entrep. So mahuli siya special case, sir. So siya ray murag ma-allowed nga na. So pwede rag
So sa oral
entrep.
com siya ipa-demo.
Um, mas nindot sir sa entrep yun. So mahog nga, mao na siya exempted sa class disruption.
Pero ang problema sir kay ni question siya kay how could the students interact with her nga wa may siyang lesson.
Sige sir, I cannot decide on that matter sir kay ang guidelines kay kuan mo gusto sir align sa imuhang naa sa kanang appointment. So I'll try to raise this with
Nga
HRM.
ugma na ba mi sir magdemo?
Ugma na mo? Ay,
Oh.
demo ko na. Sige sir, within the day.
Sige sir, thank you.
Before lunch, I'll respond through the chat.
Sige sir. Thank you sir.
You're welcome, sir. All right. Pwede ba i-share ning link sa mga applicant? Pwede na juga ayo. Pwede ra. Okay, this is a public link man. Kay anyway, mura-mura po sa kuan ko po no sa kanang teacher reflection before katong link sa questionnaire kay available man to sa DepEd Order number 7, di ba gito siya nga tago. So it's public. Whew. All right, natay question. Low and South districts. Would you like to unmute? Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay, good morning, Sir Fernan.
Morning, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Nami pangutana, sir, kanang wala mi applicant diri sa Loon South Central pero nami school nga upat sila applicant. Pwede ra ba ang observation dito i-conduct?
Pwede na kay ma'am, pwede ra.
Okay, anya sir kanang follow-up question. So before sa conduct of observation sir, pasabmiton sila daan og lesson plan.
Yes, ma'am. Kay based on Deputy Order number 24, kay the assessors are not allowed to bring, sorry, any other documents except the ONF. So mo follow lang ta na, ma'am. Kay
Okay,
ONF
sir.
pag siya during the observation, dili gyud siya nga na lesson plan. So dapat nahatag na gyud siya beforehand kay para na familiarize na pud ni assessor kung sa flow sa lesson.
Okay, so kanang lesson plan dili na mo kanang i TA or i-check sagdan na lang na siya sir.
Nahala na siya, ma'am. Mahitabo na lang siguro ani is that mo coordinate siya sa teacher nga iyahang mahog nga partner nga iyang i-consult. Ano na lang.
Okay sir.
Kung iyang
So
i-check ninyo daan, kanitong sayo, example, amo ang classroom observation kay next week pa, so meaning we have 1 full week. So pwede na gud po kaayo, ma'am.
so
Pero
ang
kung
ayan
wala
po
na,
daan.
anak, ano siya?
So another question sir. So bali ang ma-create ani nga team sir is one team for the elementary and one team for the high school.
Yes, minimum, ma'am. Minimum, at least. Kay kung daghan yung applicant mo na nga yung ibahin-bahin siya. Kay para makiter na to before the deadline ends. Kay we're only allocating up to October 15, if I'm not mistaken, no? For the end of open ranking na nasiya o kuan, classroom observation. So, ikuan gyud siya, strategically plan nga dili kaayo ma-extend mo na sa amo gi-divide into 3 months so that we could end already the observation in
Ah,
3 days.
Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
another question sir kay katong kanina hingon ko nga naay school nga upat ka book applicant so we can go to the school
Yes,
for the
ma'am.
demonstration. How about if sa ubang school sir, can we go there in their school or we can just let them come here in Central for the demo?
That depends on your convenience, ma'am. If you're okay with actually jumping from one school to the other, pwede ra jud kaayo. Ito lang ang amo, ma'am, is kanang sa central katong
Central.
kami kay central, no, pero actually there is an update nga murag ibay cluster nila, so meaning on this first day cluster 1 ari sa central, and next day kay ato sa second cluster niya ato sila dito, so depende na gyud na siyang strategy, ma'am.
Okay sir, one last question sir.
Sure, ma'am.
Ang mga PSDS sir dili pwede ma-member sa committee sir.
Pwede ra jud kaayo, ma'am. Pwede ra jud kaayo. Example,
Paano?
example, no, gamay ra ba itong applicant for the district. So meaning ana, wala need to break into small teams. Ibutan tang applicant is only 30. Madala ra man nagkuan. Madala ra man na siya. So pwede ra jud kaayo.
Okay sir.
Gikuha
Thank you
na natin
sir.
siyempre, mabisi na magud ang PSDS kay appeal man siya sa MT.
Yes
Pero
sir.
hindi na gyud na siya sa strategic planning ninyo, ma'am, nga. Kadong ang goal lagi is mahuman bitaw siya within the given time frame. So whatever is it that you could think nga strategic to be able to meet the deadline, it's actually open. What I've shown a while ago are just, sharings of what we're doing in our district. Para mura po idea siya on your end.
Okay, thank you sir.
You're welcome, ma'am. Wala na tayo question? Okay, so kung wala na question, mga 2 minutes lang. Kung wala question, we can call it a day so that you could start, the planning session in the district level. So don't forget about these links, no? Mo ni ang mga links nga importante nga ma-access nato tanan. And you can also try to play around, no, with the ETEP calculator. Kaya basta doon ako yung miss out, at least I can go ahead and make modifications. And then kung doon naman ganun modifications, pwede ko i-download kaya automatic na siya na update every time that I do updates from my end. Sir Inad, pa-classroom observation man sad ang SIC, PIC, and HT? The answer is yes, sir, because they're applying for, if you could notice, they're like in the admin, no? Nga, wala siya school admin nga career line. However, kus wala na may head teacher nga progression, di ba, ang nabili naman lang kay kuan na lang, no, teaching, classroom teaching nga line. So nito buwan they're actually kind of switching. It's just that kung SIC sila, niya ma-promote sila, no? We are given 3 years for them to be able to actually perform the usual designation. Kay ang mahitabuan na after 3 years in 2028, kay more likely katong mga bakante pa nga school nga walay full-fledged kay tuan man kanang adto man na siya i-open na sa mga ni-apply katong qualified katong INQUEST or NASH passers katong ni-apply na sa school admin nga position. So yes sir, they will undergo the usual process. Ang wala gyud nila ma-undergo is mo submit lang og INPOY MOVs, but they will still undergo the annotation, portfolio annotation writing, pero TRF ang ilang protocol, and then na-interview, pagkahuman napos like class observation. Pwede makabalik sa recording ng video kay Hina mo. Yes ma'am, I'll go ahead and share the link to the video sa GC. So it is important that you join the group chat because the link to whatever files, including the recording, will be sent to that GC. Yes, sir, Fodelin.
Sir, good morning. Karon pa ko nakasulod. So, is this recorded, sir? Kuan, aron makapangayat lang ko record ano, sir?
Yes, sir, it's recorded. Please just join the GC, sir, na link, so that you'll be able to see the link. Kay, more likely, it would take para ba mga 10 to 15 minutes para ma-process. Kay this is cloud recording. So after probably 20 minutes, I can definitely share you already the link to the video recording.
Sige, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome, sir. All right. So wala na ba tayo question? Basin na pa gusto mo apas? I'll count 1 to 10. Kung wala na, then we call it a day already so that you can start the strategic planning.
Sir Inad, excuse me.
That's good. Yes, ma'am.
Inad, Duero, sir. Kanang
Yes.
mangutanang, sir, kaning sa SIC, since wa sila NCOY, then dili sila appeal sa annotation, portfolio annotation, then they're using the TRF. Is it the same question with teacher 1, TRF?
No. Lahi siya, ma'am. The question is aligned to the indicator being assessed. No? So if you could notice in here, we just go to the one here. Wait, here. Ano? Kini, NCOY. Adara, no? If you could notice, lahi-lahi na siya, dili siya teacher 1, nana diri ma'am, just like what I said a while ago. So kung teacher, for example, teacher 6 ang applicant, ang atong paansira niya is kining dunay prefix nga is ICT nga 46. So if you would try to open that, that's not the same question as that of T1, no, lahi siya. So it's aligned to the INCOY nga gi-require for the position. So ang nahog ra gid ani is wala
Nasa-
sa movie. Yes, ma'am.
Ata ni namo makita, sir.
Nasa PowerPoint kini ma'am, kining annotation tools, kining ano tool.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Then
You're
another thing, sir, just to clarify, sir, ang mga training nga among dawaton, sir, is kanang katong training after their last promotion, sir, no? After their last kanang na appointment.
So clarification lang is that within 5 years gid siya no. So meaning ana ang valid ra gid nato nga training ani is September 23, 2020 onwards. However, in the event nga in the middle of the year kina-promote si applicant, for example T1 na T2, so only those trainings after the recent promotions are counted. So bisan pag within 5 years siya, but because ni promote siya, katurang after promotion ang atong i-count. So that's right.
Okay, that's all, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay. So wala na ba ilaing question?
Good
Ma'am,
morning, Sir Ina.
Yes, ma'am.
Kanina ay kuan lang clarification lang, Sir Inad.
Sure,
Ang
ma'am.
usa sa amo ang mga members sa HRMPSB bitaw sa subcommittee kanang teacher 3 our SIC kay siya raman po ning qualify kay naa naman siya PhD unit good. Units unya unsa man ron, Sir Inad, kanang padayon siya or alis da namo kay naaman didto sa imuhang discussion nga only P1 to P4 mauray mo
Ilisdan
Sama to siya.
siya, ma'am. Ilisdan siya, ma'am. Less than siya
Less than
o
yun.
kanang at least kanang MT so that makatabang siya assess sa T2 to T7. Well, katong kung gingon ni Sir Ryan ganina katong HT3 bitaw ma'am, so meaning HT3 is like HT6. I'm sorry, T6. So meaning pwede siya mo assess for applicants of T2 to T5. Mo ni
Okay,
more.
Sir Inad. Salamat, sir.
You're welcome, ma'am. Wala na question? Let me check on the chat mo. Wa na po ini as a chat. Okay, so I believe nga murag na klaro na unless na mo apas. Murag wala na yung mga apas. Anyway, kung napatay mga tining questions ha.
Sorry na, habol.
Yes, ma'am.
Another Lulaybur, sir, Kanday District.
Yes, ma'am.
Ang SIC, sir, mo, di mo pa at stang HT?
Yes, ma'am. Because like what I've said a while ago, they're applying for the CT nga career line, that's classroom teaching a line. That's the reason why they would really need to undergo that, ma'am.
Ang HT, sir, considering that ang ilahang submit is OPCR, and how about the subject matter they will demo, sir?
Okay, for the HT, ang HT kay HT na maging na siya, no? So, kung unsa na lang major niya before, ma'am. Okay,
Okay, sir.
Wala naman sa strand sila appointment kay
Yes,
HT. So, kung unsay reads, kanang ila yung major pagsulod, no? Elementary, mapili na lang siya bisan asa. Kung secondary, kung unsay major niya before the promotion to HT2 or yeah, for the HT position.
So and then they will also prepare sa lesson plan and everything, sir, na.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Thank you,
Nga,
sir.
You're welcome. Ay no nga mura tag ko ano nga HT naman sila nga man. Again, the logic behind it is that they're applying for the classroom teaching career line, and that's the reason why they will be assessed using the requirements, the criteria of the classroom teaching career line. Kay wala naman we need to understand nga wala na may kanang HT, no? Gitangtang naman na siya sa ECP kay dapat ang next kay kung ano man siya principal, no? So maunay nahitabo di Rapita. Question ni Rapita. Ang HT1 doc asa naman siya maka-assess? Ang HT1 pwede siya maka-assess og T2 to T3 sir. Kay HT1 kay mura mag T4 no? So pwede siya maka-assess ana. Basta one rank higher ang assessor para mo pwede siya. So katong pangutanan ni Ma'am Credo ganhina nga T3, so mo tang ningon ko nga full-fledged gyud siya kay ang HRM PSP nga di ba subcommittee kay mo assess biyag MT, so dapat MT no, at least MT2 kung mo apply MT1, or kung ang applicant kay MT2 dapat higher man siya, so dapat full-fledged ba siya. Okay, so kay secondary P1 unsa right. So, good question, Sir Bobby, no? So, kung answer mo na nga, pwede kaayo mo tap sa mga MTs. Kung dili gyud siya, example, HT1 passer, so meaning they're only qualified to do assessments for teacher 2, 3. Actually, pwede ra po ng teacher 4. Kasi pwede naman uguan kanang same. Kay obviously, ni-apply siya na kay lower man to ni-apply. So, for the higher position, nga teacher, for example, teacher 5, 6, so dili na sila mo qualify, sir. So if that's the case, mo na nga mangita nagpanabang, no? Mangita nagpanabang sa MTs, for example, sa elementary or extra school heads sa elementary to assist. Anyway, naman po secondary nga principal one nga mahug nga leader sa team. So that should be okay. All right. So 24, 6 minutes. Kaya ba sila pa mo apas? Or anyone who would like to raise a point? Now is the time to do that? Okay. Sige, murag hilom na jud kaayo. So I believe we can consider this a day already. So again, please make sure to be able to join the GC so that for any updates, I can send or answer through that channel. And then again, for the link of the PowerPoint, you access that because if you have the link for the PowerPoint, you have access to all the links. And then probably 30 minutes after, I'll provide the link to the recording for everyone to peruse, especially for those who were not able to join on time, no? And they might have missed some important points during the orientation. So, I believe that's it. Thank you so much for the participation. Again, our GC is open for you to join. Join, and if you have some clarifications to ask, you can go ahead and raise those questions from there. So thank you so much for participating. May you have a great day, everyone. Goodbye.